5 reasons why I would always choose to be a homeowner over a renter when given the opportunity. There's an ongoing debate on social media of why you should rent and why you should own. And as someone who have done both in multiple states, here is why I always gonna choose to rent. To own, not rent, to own. One, my mortgage is somewhat fixed. I use the term somewhat because with property taxes and insurance, even though you have a fixed mortgage, your mortgage can increase. As someone who has owned a home for almost 2 decades, I can tell you the last 4 years, because that's what a lot of people pinpoint back to, the last 4 years, the increase has been significant, and that is not normal. My mortgage taxes used to go between $60 and like $150 every year. So that was manageable. It wasn't anything crazy. In some years it didn't increase. In some years it even decreased my taxes. So if my taxes decrease, means my payment is going to decrease. So if we take the last 4 years out of the picture, the increase is much more sustainable. You can do that because people have been doing it for a long time. Also, during the time of me being a homeowner, let's say the state of Texas, I pulled up the numbers. The median home price in the state of Texas in 2010 was $140,000. The median home price 2023 is $360,000. Which means, yes, buying a house is more expensive. And you know what else is more expensive? Coming close. Rent. Because if somebody's buying a house, you got to pay for their rent, their mortgage payment, you got to pay for their taxes, insurance, all the stuff you would have got to pay anyway. And usually they have a management company, the rent covers that. And the rent also have to cover a little cash flow. And the rent also got to cover like a little fund for repairs. You are paying that. So this argument where it's cheaper to rent, it's not necessarily true. You got to look into the numbers, dive deep into the numbers. And that's why I will always choose to buy over rent because I'm in charge. So that's one. Two, I don't need to ask anyone's permission to do whatever I want in this home. And that's big for me because that's a creative. Sometimes I want to do wallpaper. Sometimes I want to put walls there. Sometimes I want to knock down a wall. I want to add this, take this away. I want to hang pictures over here. And then tomorrow I want to move it. When I live in Colorado, that drove me crazy because you have to fix everything. New York, I got away with more of it, but Colorado, no. And I never rented in Texas, but I don't have to ask anyone's permission. I don't even have a homeowners association. I'm raw dogging it out here. No homeowners association. I can do what I want as a creator. That's heaven. That's heaven. Third, did you know in the state of Texas, it'll take them a year to foreclose on my home? In the state of New York, it'll take about 5 years to foreclose on somebody who own a home. Okay, in the state of New York, you probably can live in a home a few months to a year without paying rent before they evict you because New York is a renter-friendly state, not a landlord-friendly state. That's why I don't have any property in New York because I can't do that. But Texas, if you're late on your rent 2 days, you can serve notice and then you can file eviction. So that person is out of your property in, let's say, 15 to 30 days. So if I lose my job or something, or I got sick or something, I can't pay a rent as a renter. Within 15 to 30 days, I'm out. I'm evicted. As a homeowner, in Texas, I have a year. I can get another job. I can get back healthy. I can restructure my mortgage and not get evicted. So I'm going to take a year over 15 days to a month. You got to think about everything, not just one thing. Everything has to be evaluated when making these complex decisions and choices. So, it's easier to be a renter. Really? Is it? 4, quattro. Family stability. So our oldest he moved in. We were in a hotel finalizing this mortgage. This purchase of this home, and he turned 2 when we bought this home. So this home is where he really knows. So we've been here. We'll travel. We'll go live other places, but this is always home. We always come back here. So the stability, like I have his height on the wall, and he knows this is home. And then I have a 4-year. This is home. You know what I mean? That's a family stability that don't care where they go, and that's why this home is never going to sell. Other properties can sell, but this is home. I don't know what's going to happen, but this is home, right? They're not allowed to sell it either. You know, when you put a trust, you put stipulations. So family stability, this is always going to be our home. This is always going to be our hub. And number 5, when I pay my mortgage and over the years, I am building equity. Equity. Now I can do an equity line of credit. I can pull out money. I can do a lot of things. I really need money because I'm sitting on equity. I bought this home with equity, and almost 2 decades later, there's lots of equity in this home. So as a renter, what equity? Even if you are a good tenant, the landlord could choose to sell and you have to move out. The landlord can die and their children don't want it. Like you feel lots of, like I've been living here 15 years, but it's not your place. So you don't get to choose when you get to stay or not. Stuff happens and the landlord can decide, I don't want you here anymore. Ain't nobody could decide they don't want me here anymore. Right. So those are the five top. There's many more, but those, I think those were the really big ones where I'm gonna always choose to buy over rent. I hope this helps and make you reconsider your decision if you thought rented was better or easier. It's not. Own that thing, girl. Boy, own it for your family.